Good evening, I'm Bo Williams, and welcome to The 7. Let's get a look at the big 7 stories right now. And topping the list for us tonight, mourning the loss of a man who was making a commitment to serve his community. It happened Friday during a training session. KPD tells us Wisbon's Antoine collapsed after a mile and a half run for reasons that remain unknown. KPD training staff began performing CPR and other life-saving measures before he was taken to UT Medical Center. He was set to be sworn in next Monday. Instead, Knoxville Police Chief Paul Noel telling us Antoine was sworn in as a Knoxville police officer while in the hospital. Officer Antoine died early Sunday morning. Todd Sleet, president of Fraternal Order of Police Lodge Number 2, says Antoine's death will stick with this recruiting class through their law enforcement career.
I think it'll have a tremendous impact because these guys started the academy with him, and to lose a brother officer or another recruit during this process, it's something they will carry through their career.
Officer Antoine leaves behind a wife and 2 kids. A cruiser has been parked outside of the public safety complex for the community to stop by and show their support. Now today, officers with the Knoxville Police Department and the Knox County Sheriff's Office completed a procession for Wisbon's Antoine. The law enforcement agencies transporting him from the Regional Forensic Center to the funeral home. The training staff and Wisbon's Academy classmates rode in the procession. Meanwhile, a memorial fund has now been set up at the Knoxville Law Enforcement Federal Credit Union. The organization will be accepting donations on behalf of Officer Antoine's family. Next in our Big 7 list for you tonight, a deadly stabbing under investigation by Lenoir City police. Tonight, a man is in custody. This happened at an apartment complex along Pearl Drive in Lenoir City Friday. That's right off Highway 321. According to police, a 911 call came in around 7:30. Officers found a woman identified as 35-year-old Ciara Long dead in a common area of the apartment complex right outside her unit. After interviewing several friends and witnesses, police took 34-year-old Daniel Stinnett into custody. He's accused of stabbing Long multiple times, ultimately leading to her death. We're told police believe Stinnett was Long's boyfriend. Now today, he appeared in court and was formally charged with first-degree murder. We're told he is being held without bond, at least until his bond hearing set for next week. A big turn in a heartbreaking case as our list rolls on for you tonight. A mother pleading guilty more than 4 years after a 6-month-old son died in a hot car. You may remember this case from August of 2019. A 6-month-old boy was found dead in a car parked at the Food City along Clinton Highway. His mother, Shante Armstrong, told investigators it was an accident. She claimed she thought she had dropped off the baby at daycare after dropping off her oldest daughter on her way to work. Armstrong pleading guilty to criminal negligent homicide. That comes with a recommended sentence of 4 years in jail, followed by 4 years on probation. Our next big story, following the recovery of a juvenile detention center guard attacked while on the job. Jason Zaski works as a guard at Mountain View Academy in Dandridge and suffered severe injuries a little more than a week ago. Zaski's wife, Julie, says he suffered a concussion, ruptured eardrum, a cracked sternum, a lacerated spleen, and broken ribs. The incident has taken an emotional and financial toll on the family.
It's very stressful. I try not to think about it, to be honest with you. I just try to, okay, let's just get through today one day at a time. And it's hard for him to sit still. He's a very hardworking, busy man, so he's kind of losing his mind, just sitting around all day. But then he gets up and walks around, and he's like, oh, I got to sit down.
Zaski also says her husband had expressed concern about staffing at the facility to her before the attack. The Dandridge Police Department is investigating the incident and is in touch with the district attorney. The 3 juveniles involved are expected to appear in court in the next month. Next on our big story list for you, a brush fire now contained. That's after lots of effort by fire crews in LaFollette, where the fire had put several homes along Noah Lane in danger. Radio station WLAF shared this photo of the flames with us. We're told about 9 homes were in danger today, with the fire spreading across about 5 acres. We should note state forestry officials are on the scene, and crews with LaFollette Fire and the city of Caryville also helped in setting those containment lines. Our Big 7 list rolls on for you right now with a school bus driver dead. After a crash on Highway 70 in Hawkins County. That's where it happened. It happened just before 7:30, as a matter of fact, this morning near Willow Road. According to THP, a Chevy Silverado was driving south along Highway 70 when it veered into the other lane and hit the school bus. The bus driver, identified as Alita Gladson, died from her injuries. We should note 2 kids on board the bus at the time of the crash were uninjured. We're also told charges are pending against the truck's driver, who was also injured in the crash. And wrapping up our Big 7 list for you tonight, a tribute for Black History Month. The East Tennessee History Center is celebrating Knoxville history makers Buford and Joseph Delaney. Buford Delaney is more well known, the painter known for his work with the Harlem Renaissance before moving to Paris, gaining international acclaim. The McClung Center has letters from Buford and even paintbrushes from his Paris studio in its archives. But Buford's younger brother, Joseph, was also a noted painter. And his self-portrait is the centerpiece of the McClung collection on the 3rd floor of the East Tennessee History Center.
We're really fortunate that we're here because they're kept in a really safe, climate-controlled environment. We can preserve those artifacts from that family.
The McClung Historical Collection has worked hard over the last few years to digitize its collection. So in addition to visiting the History Center downtown, you can learn a lot about Knoxville's history through the Knox County Public Library's website. And you can also check out our coverage of Black History Month for more stories about Knoxville history makers and the vibrant community in East Tennessee. Just scan this QR code right there on your screen, or simply look for Black History Month under the Community tab of our website, WATE.com.